Hello people, you're welcome to ProUp Masterclass. My name is Tola T.A. Alabi. And this recording I'm making right now might probably be the last recording I'll be making for this year, 2022. Now today is the 22nd of December 2022. So I don't think I'll be making any other recording this year anymore. I don't know, but it's probably going to be the last recording of the year. So I'm going to be doing some retrospection about my year, and it's been interesting. It's been an interesting year for me. It's been an interesting end of the year for me, because something that I'm not particularly used to has been happening the past 2 years. So since last year and this year, they're kind of similar in the way they seem to be ending. Like last year ended for me on a high in some aspects, because I had my family welcomed our last son last year, November. So about this time, he was about a month old, and it was an exciting period for me, an exciting period for the family. But for me, it was bittersweet. Let me put it that way, because I was under a lot of pressure at that time, because my finances had suffered a very huge hit. And last year was a big struggle for me financially. And I remember this time last year, 22nd of December last year, I made a recording just venting about how sad I felt about my finances. And I was at that place where I just had a new baby, and I was scared because my family had grown, but my finances had dwindled. And I'll tell you why my finances kind of dwindled. But this time last year, I was panicking seriously, because I saw Christmas approaching and I saw a new year coming, and I realized my kids had to go back to school, and I was kind of panicking for where their school fees would come from and how we'll just make it through the year, make it to the end of the year and make it through the coming year, which was going to be 2022. It was a very scary period for me. And it was scary for me because for a while I've not been used to ending the year with dwindling finances. You know, I'll go back to 2012. And 2012, I was a year into my marriage, and we just had our first daughter. And that was the first year ever in my career as a designer that I ever finished a year with ₦1 million sitting in my account. The first year. And I remember telling my wife, I've never had ₦1 million in my account, just sitting in my account. Never. It had never happened up until 2012. And you know, this is where I just want to tell people, I meet a lot of young people, especially young men, that talk about, I don't want to get married. I don't want to start a family till I'm like financially secure, till I have enough money, you know. And it's funny to me because sometimes it's the starting of a family that gives you that focus to go out and make more money. Because when I got married and I had my first child, my finances changed because my attitude towards work changed. The way I carried myself changed. The way I made deals changed. The way I spoke to clients changed. The kinds of jobs I went for changed. And that affected my finances. So, just as a detour, right? I'm not going to say, if you are scared of committing to a marriage relationship and starting a family because you feel you do not have enough resources, sometimes it is just the starting of the family that puts you in a position mentally and also physically where you attract more resources. So you see, from 2012, I started on a path of consistently increasing my earnings. And every single year since 2012, I had been ending the year financially strong. It got stronger and stronger. 2013 was better than 2012. 2014 was better than 2013. 2015 was better. 2016 was better. 2017, 18, 19 was better. Then we got to 2020. And I still ended 2020 very strong. But something happened in 2020. I turned 40. And I do believe something happens to you when you turn 40. You become more honest with yourself. And I have to be honest with myself. I wasn't enjoying doing design anymore. I knew I wasn't enjoying this thing. At 2020, I'd been doing design for about 17 years then. I knew I wasn't enjoying it. I was 40 and I didn't want to be stuck at a computer clicking a mouse. I was 40 and I didn't want to be presenting logos to a client and asking for their feedback and them telling me what they like and what they didn't like. I wanted to make stronger decisions. I just felt design wasn't giving me that opportunity to do that. It was just too subjective. And at 40, one thing you are not is open-minded. For most people, you already have formed opinions. You already see the world in a particular way. You already know for you what is right and what is wrong. You cut to the chase when you're 40. And I just realized sitting at a presentation, presenting a logo, and people just nitpicking at my work wasn't just working for me anymore. And I realized I was more excited about the pay than I was about the process. So I realized the passion had gone. It was more about earning from design than expressing it as a passion. So 2020, I was honest with myself. I didn't want to do design anymore. So I had to ask myself in 2021, what do you really want to do? So I remember getting out a notepad and I said, I'll be honest with myself. What do you want to do? If you could do anything, what do you really want to do with your life right now? That your initial passion of design has started waning. What's this new passion you want to follow? And I remember writing in my notepad, I said, I want to teach. I want to share my thoughts. I want to leave on my thoughts. I want to be a thought leader. I enjoy thinking. I enjoy helping people find clarity. That is what I want to do. I remember writing that part. I said, I want to be the most sought after thought leader, or one of the most sought after thought leaders in the world. I wrote it in journal in 2021, January. Probably the most audacious thing I'd written in a while. But then I thought about it. I said, if I want to be the most sought after thought leader in the world, being paid highly to give people clarity, then I can't do it designing logos. The path I was treading, designing logos and doing graphic design for people, would not take me to the destination I desired, which was to be a thought leader. You see, and that's where, from talking with people, I realize a lot of people have dreams, they have ambitions, but they're not doing anything, or they're doing things that are taking them in the opposite direction from where they dream to be. And they just hope that by some way, the opposite direction will get them to their dreams. It's never going to happen. So you see people say, I want to be a chart-topping singer or actor or whatever, fashion designer. I want to be I want to be at the top of this industry. So whether it's singing, fashion design, whatever it is, photography. So you want to be the number one photographer in Nigeria, in Africa, in the world. But then you still want to arrive at that, but spend most of your time working as a doctor in a hospital. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. The only way you can be a successful, well sought after photographer is by going out with that camera every single day and taking that shot every single day, taking a shot every single day. You can't spend time in a hospital and expect to be the most successful photographer. The hospital doesn't present you with those opportunities. So I had to come to that realization. There was no way I was going to be an influential thought leader by sitting down on my laptop taking logo briefs. It was going to be very hard. I could only be an influential thought leader if I spent my time thinking and coming up with quality thoughts and propagating those thoughts. So 2021, I decided to get on that path and commit most of my year to thinking and reading books and speaking and helping people find clarity and developing unique thoughts and perceptions of life, of issues. I spent 2021, the bulk of 2021 doing that, and it was amazing. I enjoyed doing it. It was my newfound passion. But it came at a cost. Because I wasn't spending so much time doing logos and designs anymore. I wasn't earning as much. I was barely earning. Yeah, I was doing the odd design jobs that came up. But I realized that if I really wanted to be this thing at 41 years old, I don't have time to juggle. I need to commit to it. So I committed to it 2021. And by December, I was at that place where it was evident in my finances that I had stopped designing, which was bringing home the bacon. It was hard, but it had to be done. And it takes me back to when I was a kid. And I remember my cousins their parents bought a set of bikes for them, about 2 bikes, and bicycles. And I didn't know how to ride a bicycle. They didn't know how to ride a bicycle. And then some people decided to teach us how to ride a bicycle. And I opted out. I loved the concept of riding a bicycle. But I was too scared, and I hated the fact that there was a possibility while learning that I would fall from it. So I was so scared of falling that I opted out of learning. And my cousins were eager to learn, and they were ready to fall. And it was amazing that within a week, they were riding bicycles quite effortlessly. But the first few days, they had a lot of scrapes and wounds and cuts from falling. But after a week, they weren't falling anymore. They were actually riding the bicycles. And the thing is, almost 30 years later, I still don't know how to ride a bicycle. And it nags me. It nags me, whenever I see people ride the bicycle, that I could have learned this thing if I had just been open to falling for a few days. I would have enjoyed years of riding. And that's what we do as people. We have our dreams, and we realize it will cost us something. Sometimes, like me, it costs you finances. Sometimes it costs you time. Sometimes it will cost you your public image, perception by your mates, by your peers, by people you went to school with. It will cost you respect. But it's just going to be for a while. And that's what I'm trying to say here today, that this year, 2022, I stuck to my decision to do more of speaking, writing, thinking, teaching, because I want to be a successful thought leader, one of the most sought after thought leaders in the world. So I take every opportunity to share my thoughts and to develop my thoughts and to read and to gain knowledge and to develop that into wisdom. It's coming at a cost, because once again the year has ended And it has not been high finances like it was in 2022 up until 2020. There's been a hit. It's been a struggle. We've had to cut down on budget. Christmas is not as free spending as it used to be. That could be discouraging. And to be honest with you, I've got discouraged a number of times just thinking of where I was coming from and where I am right now financially. But then I think of the fact that if I want to be that thing that I wrote down in my notepad, it's going to come at a cost. Just like if you're going to ride a bike, you're going to fall. If you want to be a boxer, you're going to be punched in the face. If you want to be a footballer, you're going to be kicked. If you want to be a professional footballer, you have to be open to surgeries. You understand? To turn muscles. If you are not willing to be open to that, then you cannot have the life you dream of. So you see, for me, I want to be as honest as possible and take people on my journey. It's so easy for me to record this thing in 5 years' time when I am what I dream to be. 5 years' time, in 3 years' time, 10 years. I don't know how long it's going to take, but it's so easy to talk about it to people in retrospect and say, you know, it was very hard for me in the beginning. Anybody can inspire in retrospect. I'm not trying to do that. I'm trying to tell you about where I am right now so that you can go on the journey with me and you can get a true perception of the fact that the hardship is real. The trade-offs are real. But the reward is real too, if you commit to it. So for some of you, you spent this year still putting off that thing you really want to do with your life because you're scared of what the trade-offs will be and the kind of hits you would take. You're going into a new year, and I want you to think about it. Do you really want to be that thing? Do you really want to be that great chef? Do you really want to be that amazing photographer? Do you really want to be that award-winning actor or singer? Then you need to get in that space and get on that path. And it is going to cost you something. That's the reality. But at the end of the day, there will be a reward. So don't be scared of falling off the bike. Because the truth is, the wounds will heal. The bruises will heal. And you won't even remember them anymore. You have more years of riding the bike. So think about that. I want you to just think about that as we go into 2023. Be audacious. Be realistic and be true with yourself and say, am I really going to get to this place I desire if I continue doing this thing? Or should I just get on the path that leads me to this thing? And I really do hope that my vulnerability at this time help someone to decide to get on that path. And to that, I just want to wish everyone a great remainder of 2022 and an audacious 2023.